In this video, we're going to do a tutorial on the Christmas classic, Angels We Have Heard on High. I guarantee you, if you want to jazz up your Christmas this year, you probably never heard anything quite like this because I've essentially reharmonized the song. And I'm going to give over the sheet music for you, absolutely free. All you have to do is click the download button below. I'm going to play it through once first, put a chorus or two of solo in there, and then we're going to discuss the sheet music and things you need to pay attention to, especially the reharmonization, because again, this is a complete different take on Christmas music. And if you're not that familiar with jazz at Christmas time, I've been doing it for many years, and for me, I can tell you it's a ton of fun to take these classics and just rearrange them. So let me play it for you once, and then we're going to come back, dive in, and talk about it. All right, so that's a quick recording of Angels We Have Heard on High. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's take a look at the sheet music now. I've pretty much covered everything that I did except the soloing. And to start off with, you're going to need to know that it's basically an A-B tune. So there are a total of 16 bars, is that right? Yeah, 16 bars. And there is an A section and a B section. And the A section is essentially 4 bars that repeats. So it does it twice, where it's going from the top. And it just repeats it. So let's take a look at the chords for that before we move on to the next section, because I think it's an interesting take on it, whereas the original has a lot less chords. It's a lot thinner arrangement. So the first thing you'll notice is that this is 1, 6, 2, 5 of the key of F. And so is this. This is basically 3, 6, 2, 5. The only difference is that we're using tritone substitution with this A flat instead of a D7. And this chord here and this chord are just passing chords. One of the things that I did do here is when we're going to the D flat or the C sharp here, it's basically a C sharp diminished chord. So you can either just play the C sharp or the D flat, or you can add these 2 notes in here as well. Or anything like that is fine. And then this line cliche going down is just in minor seconds. So it's which I think makes a really nice sound. I mean, essentially, it is just 3, 6, 2, 5. You could go like this, where you're going and jump around those chords, but I think it's really nice to have that descending bass pattern. And then it just repeats. And what you can do, obviously, is not stick to exactly what I've written here. That's why I've put the chords in there. And the notes that I've written for each chord is really just a suggestion, kind of like red lights. And if I were to stick to mostly the melody but play around a little bit, it might sound something like this. Just playing the chords in different positions. For example, we can do that one again. So again, once you've got the melody going and people really know the melody, you can kind of play with it a little bit from there. Let's move on and take a look at the B section, which is also a repeat of each. So I've just noticed that the B section is not actually 8 bars. So originally I said the tune was 16 bars. It's actually 8 plus 12, which is an odd number of bars, but it's still a B section. So the B section starts here, and you've essentially got 12 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, sorry, it's 14 bars. Interesting. I don't really think in those terms, but there you go. It's not 12, it's not 10, it's 14. So that's kind of interesting. And the chords are relatively the same as the A section, where you've got 1, 6, 2, 5, just like we started out with the other one. And then it veers off a little bit. It does a 2-5 of C, 2-5 of C major, and then it does a 2-5 of F. So I've done lots of videos on how to play voicings for 2-5 chords, so you can maybe check some of those out. And then this part where the bass and the melody ascend together. And then instead of going back to 1 here, I put in 3 minor 7 instead of 1 major 7. So it's a little bit different. Now, those last 2 bars is essentially something that just works for my ears. Just goes from 1 to 5 here, and back to 1. And you can repeat it a few times if you want to. So the B section again is pretty much like the chords don't veer too far out of the key of F. It does go into C for a few seconds, but then gets right back into the key of F. So it's fairly easy to solo over. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is put a link to it at the end of this video. And in that video, we're going to go through soloing strategies, because I did play a couple of courses of solo in the recording. So you're probably going to want to know, how do I solo over these chords? And it's actually fairly simple to do. I'm going to give you some neat little strategies that you can use. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're making videos like this one all the time. And stick around for the next video. I'll put a link to it now so that you can go and check out these soloing strategies. Thanks for your time.